How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I just bought a new crypto and it's one that I plan on buying more of, but I bought a pretty significant amount of it here today. It's actually moved up a decent amount since I even just bought it a few hours ago. I want to talk about that, talk about some other top cryptos that are moving here today because we are seeing a lot of movement in crypto over the last week. I see a lot of people joining crypto for the first time. They weren't even in the 2020, 2021 cycle. They're buying crypto for the first time, and we're starting to see the market move. This is an interesting time because it is at kind of a pivotal moment in the market. We've broken some previous highs during the bear market, and everyone's wondering, is this really the start? Is this where we should pile into altcoins? I want to talk about a lot of that, talk about some of the top news. If you don't mind, hit subscribe underneath the video. I also want to talk about, again, the top crypto that I bought recently just today, but we'll get to that later. I want to cover some of the other top news and where the market's at. While you're down there subscribing, though, check out the link to Margex. Margex is really interesting. We're going to be talking about XRP because it made a huge move today, up 10% in the last 24 hours. We'll talk about why that's happening, but if you want to trade something like XRP or Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, and trade on leverage, you can trade over on Margex. There's no know your customer. So you can sign up for that. Of course, do your own due diligence on the platform, but it is a pretty good platform. And you can use something like USDT or USDC to go leverage if you want. Of course, it is risky. I'm not saying that you should necessarily do that, but I have been doing some trades myself. Yesterday, I added, this is the fourth trade in the last week that we closed out positive. This was a 37% swing in about an hour or a little bit less than that. We got a 37% return. And I opened up another trade here today that is more aggressive, I think, than my other trades. And we've gotten an average of somewhere around 100% on the trade so far. So definitely check out that link to Margex underneath the video. Of course, always do your own due diligence. This is just a small part of my portfolio because I'm not willing to leverage a lot. Now, the crypto market is looking pretty good. I mean, the whole crypto market is up almost 1% here today. Bitcoin's pretty much sideways, so we are seeing dominance move down, which we'll talk about later. But it's a pretty good day in the market. I mean, some cryptos are just moving up massively, like Blur up 29%, Trust Wallet up 22%, Graph up 13%, KuCoin up 10%, XRP up 10%. A lot of crypto is starting to move, and not just Bitcoin. People are starting to, I think, take a little bit of profit from Bitcoin or just put new money into the market in general. That's what I did today. I didn't sell any Bitcoin. I actually had some USDT that was just sitting there, and I moved it over into a new cryptocurrency that, again, I think could do extremely well, possibly 20x, 50x, something like that during the next bull run. Now, Bitcoin itself is at an interesting point. I do think we're going to see a pretty big move here soon. Now, I'm not sure why TradingView keeps on flickering out like this. It's been giving me a hard time the last couple of days, but we could see a nice little breakout here. And then the next level to look at would be around this $36,000 mark. That will be really the true test to see if we get this, obviously, this next leg. I am watching this line, though, around about 35,200 or so, maybe 300, somewhere in there. Now, we started to see some big inflows the last couple of weeks into crypto from the weekly crypto asset funds report. Last week, we got a huge inflow, around 330 million, the largest that we had seen in a year. Now we saw another big inflow, the second largest that we've seen. Most of it going into Bitcoin, 230 million. But we actually saw some money flowing into Ethereum, and Ethereum's done pretty well the last few days. The Ethereum Bitcoin chart's actually really interesting too. But over the last few days, Ethereum has outpaced Bitcoin, which makes sense with where it is on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And we saw some inflows as well. Solana did well as well, 11 million going into that. Some going into short Bitcoin. That is bound to happen whenever we have money flowing into Bitcoin. More people are also just betting on the opposite side. Some money flowing into XRP and Cardano as well. So another big week of inflows makes sense with the Fed kind of changing their verbiage, changing their stance a little bit, it sounds like, on where they're taking rates. So Obviously, good news to see some more money flowing into crypto. Now, Ripple is one that I want to talk about. Before I talk about the crypto that I bought that I think can do super well, it's smaller than XRP. I do want to talk about XRP because it broke 70 cents here today, and it's had a big week, 23% up. Now, a couple of different reasons for this. Ripple is partnering with Georgia's central bank in Eurasia to work on their CBDC pilot program. They say that they're collaborating with the central bank to create the nation's first central bank digital currency pilot program. Ripple says that the National Bank of Georgia has chosen to partner with Ripple for its digital lari pilot project. The pilot will experiment with Ripple CBDC technology and evaluate the practical use cases to gauge potential benefits in the public sector, businesses, and retail users. They said that they chose Ripple to support their national digital currency pilot program due to the deep understanding of the project's purposes and use cases, as well as a full commitment to the project's success, sustainable business community, clear project development roadmap, and gradual development approach to use cases. So whenever something like this happens, obviously cryptos like to pump up, but it's not just that they're working with a country on their CBDC. There's also a ton of potential hype later this week. So November 9 is a huge day for Ripple's XRP. SEC has a crucial meeting with Ripple on November 9 in the ongoing lawsuit as indicated in a letter sent to George Soros. So this could possibly be the day that we could see a settlement from the SEC and Ripple, basically putting this all in the past, figuring out, what Ripple actually has to pay or the CEOs have to pay for some of the things that they actually did get caught on. But largely Ripple has been left off the hook for their sale of XRP years ago, but there's still a couple things they have to iron out. So that could be a big day just in a couple days for XRP. That is Thursday, I believe. Now, we might actually see something clear up before then, because in a few days we also have Brad Garlinghouse going to talk with Gary Gensler. So he's going to be talking at the same event as Gary Gensler. That's going to be on Wednesday. That's the day before the SEC is supposed to meet with Ripple. So I guess they could announce something before then, like tomorrow even, and then have this chat to then go through some of the questions maybe. Now, of course, we may have to just wait until Thursday. But either way, it's not too long off, and that could be a huge event for Ripple. I really want to see how this goes too between Brad and Gary. I hope Brad speaks after Gary so he can kind of refute some of the stuff that Gary says if he's talking negatively about crypto. So I want to see how this all plays out, but it's going to be a fun week either way. Now, I did buy a crypto recently, and it's a smaller crypto. It's actually one that I have partnered with, but it took me actually researching them for this promotion, for this partnership, to actually realize how much of a crazy opportunity this crypto is. So I'm going to play this for you, and then I want to talk more about it after. Now, I've been talking about Bitcoin dominance a lot over the last couple months, but as you know, I've been looking for cryptocurrencies that I really want to buy when I think Bitcoin dominance is near the top, which is getting there. And one of the cryptocurrencies that I looked at recently is one that I definitely am looking at and I probably will buy, and that's Seedify. Seedify is really interesting. If you haven't already looked at it recently, it's a Launchpad. So it's a Launchpad for gaming cryptos. It did extremely well back in 2021. The average ROI for a Seedify IDO was 44x back in 2021. And right now, they have done really well. The gaming cryptos in general have done really well over the last month. Seedify is up 43%, but it's still a relatively small market cap, under $50 million. Now, you can make money from Seedify a couple different ways. You can buy the token S Fund to get into the Launchpads, and then you can actually make money from the token launches as well. If you're not happy with the return of a launch, you can actually get a refund in 7 days, which is absolutely nuts. I don't know any other projects that do that. And a lot of people will reinvest the tokens, the S-Fund tokens, to get better benefits. They also have one of the biggest crypto investors out there, Alex Becker, who talks about them regularly. He has millions of followers online. So I'm looking at this for the next bull run. It's one that I'll probably pick up. I'll leave links to underneath the video. It is a partner of the channel. But you can figure out how to invest in it and take a look at the tier system. Figure out it's actually pretty easy. Buying on PancakeSwap and KuCoin, and you can hold it on a cold wallet connected to your MetaMask. So I'll leave links to this underneath the video so you can do some research yourself. But it's a really cool project, and I want to update you on it while it's still pretty early. So I went and bought Seedify this week, and I just played the clip for you so you understand a little bit about Seedify right now. It took me a little bit though because I hadn't looked at a lot of altcoins in a very long time. But after I looked at Seedify, I just thought I need to have an allocation towards this. I feel very strongly that crypto gaming is going to take off. And I wanted to find a project that I thought wasn't specific to just one game. Like I don't want to buy a gaming crypto because it's very hit or miss. It's either going to be 0 or it's going to be a 500x. And I can't invest in so many different smaller crypto gaming projects. So I want to invest in something like a Launchpad where I thought that it was just great for a variety of use cases, or there could be a lot of different cryptos, I should say, that could propel it to new heights. And I think Seedify is probably the Launchpad to do it with. So they didn't say anything about me buying the token. They don't even know I did, but I did work with Seedify on that promotion earlier in the video, but I saw the crypto and I just had to buy it. So I went out and bought a good amount, like more than I typically buy of Bitcoin at a time. I bought a good amount of Seedify. Now, if it falls down, I'm completely fine. I would like that because I'd actually like to buy more. And it's tough to swallow because it is up 60% in 1 week. It's actually up nearly 10% since I bought it today. Over the last month, it's up 90%. So I get that this is a little bit hard to see when you're thinking, do I want to buy this? But look at the all-time, right? This was a $16 crypto. We have barely moved. And this is from the very bottom. It was like 60, 55 cents right in there. And now we're up at $1.20. So it's still a really small market cap. Even with the recent move, it's down at 63 million. I think it can easily hit $1 billion the next cycle, which would be basically the same price that it was last cycle. I think it can do better than that, though, especially if crypto gaming does as well as a lot of people think. This Launchpad is going to go absolutely insane. People are going to want to get in early on crypto gaming. So, again, this is another reason why you might want to buy Seedify. Now, I've been talking about Bitcoin dominance a lot over the last 6 months. And you might be saying, why would you buy right now? Because you think Bitcoin dominance is going to go up. And I've talked about this a lot. I think Bitcoin dominance can go up to 56, 57%. Some people say even 60%. Why would you buy right now? Well, we are at a critical point for Bitcoin dominance. We see it falling down from 54.3% or so down to 52.6%. This is a key level. This is where we hit before. We had some resistance here and then we broke through. If we break down past this, this could be a pretty big signal that Bitcoin dominance is peaking out. Now, I think that there's going to be a lot of money flowing into the space. So you have to keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is not necessarily... Bitcoin dominance going up is not necessarily saying that altcoins are going to go down. It just means that Bitcoin's going to go up faster. There's going to be a bigger percent change for Bitcoin's price versus the general market or the rest of crypto. But keep in mind that typically we see dominance continue to move up going into the halving, but people are also kind of greedy. With money flowing into the Bitcoin halving, I wouldn't be surprised also if people saw that and said, okay, I want to make sure that I get some altcoins as well, because I think that this is just going to explode over the next 2 years. And I want to make sure that I'm set up at least with some kind of hedge in case dominance goes down. And that's basically what I did. I didn't move 10% of my portfolio over there, but I bought what for me is a significant amount for one buy, just in case we do see dominance move down. Now, if dominance moves right back up, which is we've seen that in the past where we went to a previous line of resistance and then we touched back down on support and then we went straight up. Let me see if I can pull that up. We've seen that in the past where we just flipped it perfectly. And, we could do that again, right? Right here, we saw resistance. We went up, hit support. Let me move this so you can see it. Hit support and then went right back up to a new high. Again, sorry for the flickering, but we could see that. In which case, I'm still 85 to 90% Bitcoin. So I'm completely fine with that. But I do want to start buying some altcoins. I know that's crazy, but I want to make sure that I have a little bit of altcoins in case we take off, especially ones that I think could do really well. And when I saw Seedify at this market cap, it just seemed like too good a deal not to buy, right? If this falls down 20, 30%, okay, it's a $45 million market cap then. It doesn't really change where I think it can go in the long term. So I want to make sure that I dollar cost average into this a bit over time. And hopefully I can continue to work with them because I love the project. And now it's one of the handful of cryptos I actually own. And it's one of my largest altcoin positions right now. So check this out if you haven't done it already. Again, there are links to it underneath the video. Now, Hong Kong is considering a spot crypto ETF for retail investors. We know that they have become kind of a hub for crypto in general. Hong Kong, Dubai, I think those are probably two of the top cities for crypto investors, crypto people in crypto. They say that they welcome proposals using innovative technology that boost efficiency and customer experience. This is quoted by Bloomberg. We're happy to give it a try as long as risks are addressed. Our approach is consistent regardless of the asset. So obviously they're a little bit less biased, I think, than the US SEC. Good to see this happening because it does provide people an easier way to get into crypto. As we've said in the past, it buys Bitcoin off of the open markets, and it's just a lot easier for people that want to use retirement accounts or just want to use trading accounts. Now, moving on, there's another crypto that is up a decent amount, Arbitrum, in the last few days. We can see 17 or 18% in the last 7 days. It was up 4% just a few minutes ago. Now it's just falling down a little bit. Arbitrum did move so that to approve a vote to activate token staking. So now people that hold it can stake their crypto for yield. Now I saw that their inflation rate could be somewhere between like 5 and 70%. So it sounds like, yes, 8% and 78%. So it depends how many people stake their crypto, but this is something that I don't always love. Whenever I see a staking percentage that high, I used to think, okay, that's great because there are people that won't stake. So if I stake, I'm probably making more than the inflation rate. But if you don't stake for some reason and you just buy and you have maybe a little bit of time before you stake, maybe you stake, maybe you buy right now, then a couple months from now you decide to stake and then you want to sell it, right? You probably lost out to inflation. Also, a lot of people just don't realize that they're going to be losing money if they don't stake because there's going to be inflation. So whenever I see a crypto that's staking with a APY that high, it makes me a little bit cautious about buying the crypto. I don't love huge staking yields now, 2 to 5%. That's great. Like what Ethereum has, Solana, those types of cryptos, I'm okay with. But anything really high, I just know that there's going to be a ton of inflation and there's going to be a bunch of selling pressure. It's probably also a sign that there are a lot of early investors that are probably going to be dumping too. So I just be careful of that. I am very cautious about the cryptos I buy right now. I'm being very careful to make sure that I'm buying the best quality assets. And that's why I'm still largely in Bitcoin. Now I do have a position in Ethereum. That's my second largest crypto. Now I think, like I said, I think Seedify is actually my third. I also hold some Polygon and some Phantom. And I plan on buying more of those altcoins in the next few months. Now, if you want to see when I buy those, you can hit subscribe on the channel underneath the video. Let me know what you're buying. Also, again, you can check out the links to Margex underneath the video. So that way you can trade yourself. You can trade XRP, you can trade Ethereum, you can trade Bitcoin, all that stuff without KYC, no VPN or anything like that needed. Now, last thing I want to cover, UK is setting out a proposal to bring stablecoins into the real economy. The Bank of England and FCA criteria are the latest step in Britain's dive to position itself as a key hub for digital assets. Now, I don't know if they're a key hub, but it does seem like they are trying to make an effort to somehow regulate stablecoins a little bit, or figure out a way to take them into the economy and make sure that people can accept them as payments for goods and services, which, if that's the case, if they actually make it like legal tender to use USDC or USDT, a lot of people will start using it because it is faster, easier. You can hold it on your phone as opposed to doing bank transfers that take a long time, or you can only do them some parts of the day, that kind of stuff. I think a lot of people would use it, and that's just good for the crypto economy. I mean, the circulating supply of USDT is nearing 100 billion. That means that they make a crap ton of money on yield, and that just further, I think, safens, or it makes them safer overall, because if they have more money, there's less and less of a likelihood that they're going to have some kind of bank run or shortfall or anything like that. So you want to see these stablecoins doing well. You want to see them gaining deposits over time. And again, that just makes the whole ecosystem, I think, a lot safer. It gives more liquidity to different pairs and that kind of thing. So I'm happy with that. I want to see stablecoins be used more. I think it gives more of a use case for crypto. And if you have USDT or USDC already, it's so much easier to start buying cryptocurrencies. Again, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Thank you so much. If you want to see what I'm buying or selling or trading, because again, this is my 5th trade in maybe a week in cryptocurrency. We're 100% made money on every trade so far. You can check out the link to the Patreon underneath the video. I'll be trading more, probably be buying more cryptocurrency as time goes on. And if you want to know what I'm buying, you can do that. I'll continue to update on the channel too, but you can't get the exact real-time trades here or real-time buys or sells. So check that stuff out. Thank you so much to Seedify. Again, check them out underneath the video.